Hi, it's a Monday. I'm doing this video at the request of somebody whose channel name here on YouTube is Rich Voyages, and I think he's the one who requested it. I get a lot of messages on my two YouTube channels from people, especially recently, asking me, are there any riots there in France? Are people freaked out? Do you think the euro is going to collapse? And I've been hearing this kind of sour grapes stuff coming mostly from the United States, some from Canada, a lot this year, especially in the last 6 months. And it really, it worries me because, well, I had a friend who lives in Massachusetts tell me 10 years ago, the United States is a sinking ship. And I thought that was kind of an extreme statement, but I've known him since the 80s, and he's pretty astute. So I thought, yeah. And now it's like people are finally waking up to the fact that the United States is going down. They have no safety net. There aren't enough lifeboats, and it seems to be sour grapes. Europe now, Europe. And a lot of, as an American, I'm still American, but I've been living abroad for nearly 20 years now, and I studied in Europe here years ago. I remember when I first went to Italy in 1981 to study, I got over there and I said to people, well, there's no government here. That's terrible. And they laughed at me, And then I realized, well, yeah, it's Italy, Civilizations, governments, currencies, whatever, come and go, Life goes on, This is a very, very old place, and, what's a government? France, after World War II, from 1945 to 1958, had 20 governments. Finally, de Gaulle used the Algeria problem to say to people, this has got to stop. We can't get anything done. So the Fifth Republic was established. Now, also, as an American, I really didn't know. I had been brainwashed. I didn't know a lot about the world and history. I thought I did, because I had 12 years of university education and a couple of diplomas with honors, but it took me getting to live outside of the United States to start to get a better perspective and to relearn a lot of stuff that I had forgotten or had only partially remembered. America's a really new country. There isn't much history, there isn't much culture. That's not a negative judgment against my homeland and a place I miss a lot, which I found out last year I can never go back to because it scared me. The airport security and people in New York, they were just like shuffling zombies. It was weird. And most of the Americans I've met since then are just train wrecks. They have bad teeth and they have health problems and they have no money. I keep getting people who contact me and they want my consulting services. They want advice for nothing, and I don't even do barter anymore at this point. Thanks to, well, they know who they are. I have a video up about this recently called "Rude People" on one of my two channels. I don't remember which one. What if the euro collapses? Do you really think that that's going to make a huge difference in our everyday life here? In France, for example? No, it will not. It won't. I continue to meet people here who are older, and they, when you tell them something in a price, they're like, well, how much is that in old francs? And then you have to say, well, I don't know, and I don't even know how much it is in new francs, because we've been on the euro for 10 years, hello. But they've seen a lot of stuff, you know. And some people are they just don't adapt very well. But one thing that I've learned about Europe, and I'm not an expert on it, but like Belgium, I don't think they've had a government for, what is it, a couple of years now? I mean, Belgium is okay. They're not panicked. You know, people were asking me about clips from France last October when we had a lot of demonstrations about the retirement age, which has always been at age 60 here since about the 30s, thanks to the communists. And now it's got to be higher than that. It won't be 60 anymore for most people. And they were like, whoa, riots, you know, and I'm like, no, you know, no. I mean, very distorted stuff. They're trying to distract you. They're trying to say, oh, look over there, look how bad it is, to distract you from how bad it is where you are now. And also to depress you, you know, to distract you, to worry you, to make you anxious. You know, the French are not perfect. I have a lot of bones to pick with them. I have a contact who just spent a vacation in Portugal with a large extended family there. And he said, you know, they do have problems in Portugal, but they always have. In the last 10 years, they've had a lot of destructive fires there, for one thing. He said, you know, everyday life is fine. Everybody's zen, you know, we get together and we have lunch and, you know, we do what we have to do every day. I keep telling people that over here we tend to be more grounded. Things are more civil, more civilized, more family oriented, more health oriented. I don't really know how to say it any differently. Europe is the world's richest country, if you want to put it that way. The Euro project, the Eurozone project, I remember I invested in it with my own money in the 1980s. And I believed in it then, I believe in it now, and I wanted to get back over here, and here I am. Unfortunately, one of the motivating things was that I couldn't get health care anymore in the United States at any price. And this is something that's going to take generations over here. And I don't know what you Americans are thinking. You know, what is this? You want instant gratification? You know, you want a president who tells you this or that, we're going to do this or that, okay, let's go, it's going to happen in 6 months. That's not reality, people. That's not life. You know, people such as the Chinese, they think generations ahead. As far as I know, they always have. It's pretty much the same here in Europe, even though it's a different culture from China. I hope this is clear to you. I hope it makes sense, but, you know, stop buying into all this, you know, Europe is going to collapse and stuff. You know, of course Europe is going to change. Europe has always changed. Sometimes it's changed very, very rapidly and pretty dramatically, and not always for the best. But I don't expect tomorrow to be, you know, from some apocalyptic movie. You know, that's just not going to be my life, no matter what happens. I talked yesterday, I think it was, about the oceans are going to be pretty much kaput in 5 years. You know, there are major environmental issues, Japan, the Gulf of Mexico, stuff like that, which are horrific. But all this economic stuff, I mean, government stuff, political stuff, and a lot of these comments are from people who call themselves Christians, spiritual, evolved people. I just don't think they are. I think they're a bunch of knee-jerk, instant gratification freaks who are against socialism and the nanny state or whatever, and yet they want everything to be so pat because they've had it so easy for quite some time. They don't know very much. They don't remember very much. They're not very logical. They're very emotional. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So quit worrying about Europe and the Eurozone, and focus on your own problems, because I think we're going to be fine over here. I don't know if I'm going to die of a heart attack tomorrow, or if a satellite's going to come crashing out of the sky and crush the building in which I live or anything. It doesn't matter. You know, I've got to cook lunch now, and I've got stuff to do this afternoon. I have appointments. I have to put on my street clothes and, you know, stuff like that. And I don't know why you're buying into this. I really don't. So let me know what you think. Okay, bye.